Okay, dear students, welcome back to Sri Ramanuja Vidya Mandir. This is the 13th session on the topic of light. Particularly, we are discussing spherical mirrors. In that, we are discussing the properties and properties of the images formed by the concave mirror and convex mirror. So, in the last session, I have told about the properties of the image formed by the concave mirror. So, in the today's session, we will see what are the properties of the image formed by the convex mirror, and then afterwards we'll see the mirror formula which we already discussed, and then we'll see some problems. So today's session is about that one. I hope you remember the last session. In the last session we have discussed the concave mirror images properties. That means for different positions of object, what are the properties of the image formed by the concave mirror. So we have studied 6 cases, students. What are they? Number 1, when the object is at infinity, then where will be the image? The image will be at focus. And what is the nature? Real. Size? Diminished. And when the second case, when the object is placed just beyond C, beyond center of curvature, then where is the image? The image is between the focus and the center of curvature. And what about the nature? Real and inverted. What about size? Diminished. Now this is second case. Third case, when the object is placed exactly at the center of curvature, then where is the image position? It is exactly at the center of curvature only. If the object is at C, the image is also at C. And what about nature? Real, inverted, and size? Equal size. Only in this case the image size is same as the object size. And then afterwards this is third case. Now fourth case, when the object is brought between or placed between center of curvature and the focus, then where is the position of image? It will go beyond C. What about nature? Real and inverted. Size? Highly enlarged or magnified image. Okay, students. And then this is the fourth case. And fifth case is when the object is placed exactly at the focus, then where is the position of image? The image is at infinity. Nature? Real and inverted. Size? Highly magnified. So this is the fifth case of the position of object. And the last case is when the object is placed between focus and the pole, then the image, what is the position of the image? It is behind the mirror, students. Only in this case you will get the image behind the mirror. In all other cases, that is in all other positions of object except this position. What is that position? Between focus and pole. Except this, in remaining all positions of object, the image is towards left side. That means in front of the mirror only. But when the object is placed between focus and pole, the image will be behind the mirror. So that is the position of the image. And what about the nature? It's a virtual image. Okay, students, only in one case, that is only in this position of object, you will get the virtual image. What about size? Highly magnified, student. So therefore this is the sixth position of the object. And then I think I have showed you a table and I told you to by heart also. So all of these cases are very, very important. Particularly when we solve problems, some of the properties are directly we'll use them in solving the problems, and they may ask any of the properties as a objective bit also. So having studied that, and you should all by heart that table, students, it should be on your fingertips. Please learn this one so that it will be helpful when you come to higher classes, that is 9th and 10th. It will be very easy at that point of time if you learn now thoroughly. Okay, students. So now in today's session we are going to see the properties of image formed by convex mirror. Okay, students. Similar to concave mirror, in convex mirror also we have cases, that is positions of object. So this is the last class I showed where the entire 6 positions of the object is shown in the form of table, and I have written one point also, very important point. What is that point, students? That point is nothing but there are two, for concave mirror there are 2 positions of object for which you will get a magnified image. What is that? What are the 2 positions? When the object is placed between focus and center of curvature, and second one when the object is placed between focus and pole. Okay, students. So this is a very, very important point. So now let us see, students, regarding convex mirror. So now what are the properties of image formed by the convex mirror? Okay, students. So in case of convex mirror, unlike the concave mirror, you have only two positions of object. In concave mirror, we have 6 positions of object, but in convex mirror, we have only 2 positions of object. So let us see one by one. So first case is when the object is placed at infinity. When the object is placed at infinity. So in that case, let us see what is the position of image, what is the nature of image, what is the size of the image. So first let us take one convex mirror. Suppose let us say this is a convex mirror. Although it is drawn here, I am drawing once again. So this is a convex mirror, and let us say this is the principal axis. Let us say this is the principal axis. And you know, students, for convex mirror, the focus and the center of curvature will be that side. So this is the, if this is the focus, this will be the center of curvature. Okay, students. So this side is silvered, this back side is silvered. Okay, students. So that's why it is called as convex mirror. So now in front of the mirror, we can place the object anywhere. Okay, students. So first case is when the object is placed at infinity. So as I told you, students, in the previous session, whenever an object is placed at infinity, the rays that would come from the infinite object will always be parallel to the principal axis. Okay, students. So therefore, so since here object is at infinity, let us take two rays which are coming from infinity parallel to the principal axis. Okay, students. So this is one ray, and let us say this is another ray which is parallel to the principal axis. Means here the object is at infinity. So any object, if it is placed at infinity, the rays that would come from that object will always be parallel to the principal axis, students. So these are the two incident rays which would fall on the convex mirror parallel to the principal axis. So now according to the law of reflection, now these rays will get reflected back. Reflected. So now in which way they will get reflected? Now let us see, students. Okay. So any ray which is incident parallel to the principal axis will always pass through focus. So therefore you should draw one line such that it will always pass through focus. So here you can draw one extended line like this such that it will always pass through focus. Okay, students. So this is the reflected ray for the upper ray. So now let us see the reflected ray for the down one. So suppose let us say this one. Now this one will get reflected in such a way that when you extend them back, that extended ray will pass through focus. Okay, students. So this is the reflected ray. Okay, students. So now when the object is at infinity, where is the image? The image is formed at the focus. So here the image will be formed. What type of image is it? Are the reflected rays actually converging or diverging? No. It is a point from which the reflected rays appear to diverge. They are not actually diverging. When you extend them back, they are meeting at one point, and from that point it appears that they are appearing to converge. Okay, students. So therefore it is called as virtual image. So first of all, what is the position of image? It will form at the focus. And what is the nature? Virtual. And any virtual image is always erect. And what about size? Very small size. And magnification is very, very less than 1. So this is one position of object. Okay, students. So next position of the object is when the object is placed anywhere between infinity and the pole. So in this case we have only two positions of object. That's all. Okay. Unlike the concave mirror. So one position is out of two positions, one position is when the object is at infinity. Just now we have seen. Second, any students. So now let us see here. Let us take a simple convex mirror. Let us say this is convex mirror. Okay, students. Now let us see the principal axis. Let us take this is the principal axis. Okay, student. and let us say this is the pole and this is the focus and this is the center of curvature. Okay, so now let us take one object which is in front of the pole, in front of the mirror, students. Let us take this object. Okay, so the object name is AB. Okay, students, now it is placed between infinity and the pole. So this is infinity and this is pole. So anywhere between infinity and pole you can place the object. This is the position. Okay, so now let us find out the image. To find out the image, we have to take we have to find out the image point of B. For that we have to draw two rays. One ray always parallel to the principal axis. One ray always parallel to the principal axis, and any ray which is incident parallel to the principal axis will always pass through focus or appear to diverge through focus. So now let us say here this ray would go like this in such a way that it will go like this. Suppose let us say here like this, it will get diverged like this. Okay, students, so this is the position of the reflected ray. Now let us take one more ray which is incident at the pole. Okay, students, let us say there is one more ray which is incident at the pole. So suppose let us say I take this ray. So this is the incident ray. Now at the point of incidence, if you apply the law of reflection, if this is angle of incidence, then there will be a reflected ray with the same angle of reflection. So let us take that one. So that means this ray like this, same angle of reflection. So this angle and this angle are equal, students. This is I, means this is also, this is R, and both are same. So now this is called as the reflected ray. Now if you want to find out the image, we just have to see the intersection point of the reflected rays. So that means you just extend the blue ray. You just extend the blue ray. So therefore, when you extend this blue ray, now this will be the meeting point where exactly at that meeting point you will get the image of this object. Okay, students, you will get the image of this object. Okay, exactly. So therefore, now here you can see clearly that this is the image A dash and B dash. Okay, students. So first of all, what is the position? It is formed between P and F. It is formed between P and F. So therefore, the location of the image formed will be between P and F. That is pole and the focus. And what about the nature of this image? Is this the are the reflected rays actually converging? No. Are actually diverging? No. They appear to diverge from this point. They appear to diverge from this point. See here, students, from the point B dash, you can see that they are appearing to diverge. Okay, so therefore this image is called as virtual image, because they are not actually meeting. They are not actually meeting. They are appearing to diverge. So therefore it is called as virtual image. And any virtual image is always an erect image. So therefore this is another property. And what about size, students? From the diagram you can see that if AB length is some 1 centimeter, definitely the length of A dash B dash would be less than 1 centimeter. So therefore it is small in size. What about magnification, students? So since the size of the image is less than the size of the object, the magnification is less than 1. And why we wrote here plus, students? Because the image is erect. If the image is inverted, then we'll write down m as -1. If the image is inverted, we'll write down m as -1, students. Okay, students. So I hope you are clear with this properties of image formed by the convex mirror. Okay, so there are only two positions of the image. There are only two positions of the object for which we have to find out the properties of image. Okay, so what are the two positions? Let us summarize. So those two positions are: number 1, when the object is placed at infinity; number 2, when the object is placed anywhere between infinity and the pole. Okay, students. So in the first case, when the object is placed at infinity, the position of image is exactly at the focus, and the size of nature of the image is virtual and erect, and size will be diminished. And in the second case, that is in the second position of the object, where when the object is placed anywhere between the infinity and pole, the position of image is between pole and the focus. And what about the nature? Virtual and erect. What about size? Diminished size. So therefore these are the properties of the image formed by the convex mirror. So I hope students you have got the properties thoroughly, both concave mirror as well as convex mirror. Okay. So for concave mirror this table you should by heart, and for convex mirror you have only two positions of object. So here let us see the last thing in the spherical mirrors, that is called as mirror formula and magnification, which we already discussed. For a spherical mirror, if u is the object distance from the pole and v is the image distance from pole and f is the focal length and r is the radius of curvature, o is the size of the object and I is the size of the image, then this mirror formula is nothing but 1 by f is equal to 1 by u plus 1 by v. Very, very important formula. Okay, students. So only thing you have to remember is that when you are substituting these quantities, you should substitute with sign convention. We should substitute with sign convention. That's all, students. Okay. You should not forget to substitute these quantities, that is object distance, image distance and focal length, without sign convention. You should always substitute with sign convention. Unknown quantity should never be substituted with sign convention. Please note down, students, that unknown quantity should never be substituted. Unknown quantity should never be substituted with unknown quantity should never be substituted with sign convention. Unknown quantity should never be substituted with sign convention. Okay, students. So this is the very, very important point regarding the mirror formula. Okay. So the remaining two quantities you should substitute with sign convention, but the unknown quantity should never be substituted with sign convention. And then afterwards we have linear magnification. This is not lateral. This is called as linear magnification or transverse magnification. Okay, students. So when an object is placed perpendicular to the principal axis, then the linear magnification is called as transverse magnification, and it is defined as the m is equal to I by O is equal to minus of v by u. That means m is equal to magnification is equal to minus of v by u. V is called as image distance, u is called as object distance, is equal to size of the image by size of the object. Okay. In simple we can write I by O. So size of the image by size of object. Okay, students. So this is the formula for the magnification, size of the image by size of the object. Here also you should substitute with sign convention. You should substitute with sign convention. And then we have these formulas, direct formulas in the formula for magnification in terms of f and u, f by f minus u and f minus v by f. These also you can remember, students, very, very important. These are also helpful. Okay. These are other forms of magnification. Okay, students. So this is about the spherical mirrors. So in simple we have only these three formulas. That's all, students. 1 by f equal to 1 by u plus 1 by v, and magnification m equal to minus v by u, or size of the image by size of the object, or you can also write down as f by f minus u or f minus v by f. And of course we have, there is one more magnification called as aerial magnification, and one more is there that's called as lateral magnification. Okay, students. There is one more before this that is called as lateral magnification. Okay. Lateral, in case of linear magnification, we are placing the object perpendicular to the principal axis, students. But whereas in case of lateral magnification, we will place the object parallel to the principal axis. We will place the object parallel to the principal axis like this. Okay. This is the object AB. Then you will get some image somewhere around here like this. This is A dash and B dash. This is the image, this is the object. So the size of the image by size of the object is called as magnification. That magnification is called as lateral magnification, but right now not required. When you come to 9th and 10th, we'll discuss there. Okay, students. And apart from lateral magnification, there is one more thing that is called as aerial magnification, which is applicable for two-dimensional objects. So whenever a two-dimensional object is placed with its plane perpendicular to the principal axis, its aerial magnification is given by area of image by area of object. So therefore superficial magnification is given by m square, that is equal to AI by AO, where ms is the aerial magnification and m is called as linear magnification. Okay students, right now not required, just remember this magnification, that is linear magnification. This is very very important, this is very very important. Okay students, along with the mirror formula. So let us see one problem on this. A concave mirror has a focal length of 20 centimeters. Find the position or positions of an object for which the image is double of object size. Okay students, so here, so what is given students here? So let us see first. A concave mirror is there whose focal length is 40 centimeters. Whose focal length is 40 centimeters. And we know that the sign of focal length for a concave mirror is negative. Okay. Now find the position or positions of object. Here you see carefully students, position or positions of an object for which the image is double of the object size. That means image size is double. So that means magnification is 2. Okay students. So double of the object size. So for which position of the object you will get the image magnified. Okay students. So here you have to be careful students that they did not mention about the nature of the image. They did not mention about the nature of the image. Okay. They just want the magnification to be double. Okay. So now in our properties of image formed by concave mirror, we already studied that there will be two positions of the object for which you will get a magnified image. What are they students? Number one, when the object is placed between pole and the focus. Number two, when the object is placed between focus and center of curvature. And in both the cases, the nature of the image is different. When the object is between center of curvature and focus, the nature of image is real. And when the object is between focus and the pole, the nature of the image is virtual. So any real image is always inverted image, and any virtual image is always erect image. So therefore here we have to take the magnification students either +2 or -2 students. So m is equal to -2 I am taking, and next case is m equal to 2 students. Okay. So this is called as virtual image and this is called as real image. This is called as virtual, this is called as real image. Okay students, because they did not tell about the nature of the image students, that's why I am taking. Suppose if they say that here find the position or positions of an object for which virtual image is obtained such that the virtual image is double of the object size, then we will consider only m equal to 2. Here they did not mention, so therefore there will be two answers for this question. Okay students, so now let us see. So now we know the magnification formula. What is the magnification formula students? M is equal to minus of V by U is equal to -2. Here also minus of V by U is equal to 2. So from here we can write down V is equal to 2U, and from here we can write V equal to -2U. Okay students, so this is the one important relation. So therefore V equal to 2U, V equal to -2U. Okay. Now let us see. Now what is the mirror formula students? 1 by F is equal to 1 by U plus 1 by V. So that is equal to 1 by U plus 1 by, what is V students here? 2U. So that is equal to how much students? If you do 2 plus 1, 3. So 1 by, what is the focal length given students? Focal length is -40. So 2 20s. So that means this implies U is equal to -60 centimeters. Correct or not students? U is equal to minus of 60 centimeters. Focal length is, sorry, focal length is 20 centimeters is given, sorry. Focal length is given as 20 centimeters students. So 20 centimeters means if you write 2 here, it will be 1. So therefore you will get the answer as, this is 10 students. So 10 into 3, that is equal to minus of 30 centimeters. So one answer is 30 centimeters. Minus 30, minus indicates left side. Okay students. Now coming to this side, let us see students, coming to this side. Here also if you apply the formula 1 by F, mirror formula, 1 by F equal to 1 by U plus 1 by V. So therefore 1 by, what is the focal length, students, here? Minus of 20 is equal to 1 by u plus of 1 by, what is v, students? Minus 2u. So if you take LCM, 2u, 2 minus 1, 1 by minus 20, so 2 tenths. So this implies u is equal to minus of 10 centimeters. U equal to minus 10 centimeters. So therefore, you will get two answers, students. One is 30, one is 10. You minus indicates towards left side only. So therefore, you can see clearly also that when you place this, now what is the focal length of this, students? 20 centimeters. So that means if you see carefully, if this is the pole and if this is the focus and if this is the center of curvature, now you see, students, first answer how much we got? 30 centimeters. Now focal length is 20 centimeters. And we know center of curvature will be 40 centimeters because double. So that means right now the object is placed at some 30 centimeters, somewhere around here. So for an object which is placed between focus and center of curvature, you will get magnified image or not? Yes. What is the nature? Real. So you got the real. That's why we took minus 2. And second case is when the object is placed between, when the object is 10 centimeters, distance of object is 10 centimeters means less than focus. So that means you are placing the object here between focus and the pole. So now here 10 centimeters is less than 20 centimeters. So you have to place here. And when an object is placed between focus and the pole, naturally you will get a virtual image, which is also a magnified image, but the nature is a virtual image, students. So these two natures are completely opposite. Okay, students. So therefore these are the answers. One is 10 centimeters, another one is 30 centimeters. Okay, students. So this is the very important problem, okay, regarding the concave mirror, and same with convex mirror also. Now let us see another example. If the image is inverted, real and 5 centimeters high, find the location of image and focal length of the mirror. So they have given a concave mirror whose focal length is not given. Focal length is, we don't know, okay, but they have given that an object of AB whose length is how much, students? 2 centimeters is placed at a distance of 12 centimeters from the pole. Okay, so in this case they are asking if the image is inverted and real and 5 centimeters high. So whenever they give the image as real and inverted, we should always take the magnification as minus. Minus is always indicated for real image, and real image is always an inverted image. Okay, student. So if the image is inverted, real and 5 centimeters high, so we know the basic formula for the magnification. What is the formula for the magnification? M is equal to minus of V by U is equal to height of the image by height of the object. So here all the quantities should be substituted with sign convention. So here they told that the image size is 5 centimeters. Clearly they mentioned it is a real, inverted and 5 centimeters high. Okay, students. So now they are asking us to find out the location of image. Location of image. That means image distance. Image distance means it is represented by V. Okay, students. And object distance is given by in the diagram. Object distance is given in the diagram. How much, students? This is 12 centimeters. So now U is equal to, shall we write 12 centimeters only according to sign convention? No, it is not correct. Why? Because to measure this distance, to measure the object distance, you have to start from the pole and go towards the object. So you are going left side and the standard direction of incident rays is towards right side. So since you are going opposite to the direction of incident rays, you should always take it as minus. So therefore minus 12 centimeters is correct. So now let us see what is the focal length and what is the image, what is the location of image. Okay, students. So that means V. Okay. So now let us see, students, the object distance is given as, object height is given as how much, students? 2 centimeters. Now that is nothing but called as height of the object. So height of the object is equal to, shall I write 2 centimeters or minus 2 centimeters? we should write plus 2 centimeters. Why, students? Because here we are measuring the distance above the principal axis. So any distance which is measured above the principal axis is taken as positive, and any distance which is measured below the principal axis is taken as negative. So therefore here we should write as plus 10 centimeters. So you have to be very careful with the sign convention, students, because without sign convention, if you substitute, you will get answer, but it is not right answer. So therefore, substituting these values, we can easily calculate what is the position of the image and also the focal length of the mirror. So I hope you will do, I'm giving you as a homework, students. So please do this as a homework. So in the next session, I'll solve this one, and then we'll have some more problems on the same topic, that is spherical mirror. Some more problems on how to find out the image distance, object distance, focal length for both convex mirror as well as concave mirror. So thank you very much, students.